Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna everyone. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So today is Monday. It is 11th of March. It is Phalguna Masa or Govinda Masa, Sukla Paksham and Vidiyatadi. So there are two events and also fasting until afternoon. So the events are Disappearance Day of both Sri Rasikananda Prabhu, a great Vaishnava preacher and a chief disciple of Sri Shyamananda, and Sri Jagannatha Dasa Babaji Maharaja Disappearance Day. So fasting until afternoon. So Jagannath Das Babaji confirmed the birth site, the site discovered by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as the place where Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. He was very advanced in years, with his eyelids having to be physically opened by hand in order to see, and being disabled, had to be carried in a basket by others. When he reached the site, he leaped out of his basket and danced in ecstasy. So there are a few more lines from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. From Srila Prabhupada's chapter 1, summary of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela. The direct disciple of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was Srila Narottama Das Thakura, who accepted Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti as his servitor. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur accepted Srila Jagannath Dasa Babaji, the spiritual master of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who in turn accepted Srila Gaurakishore Dasa Babaji, the spiritual master of Om Vishnupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, the divine master of our humble self. One of our standard prayers to the predecessor Acharyas in our disciplic succession line, Gauravir Bhava Bhumestvam Niddesta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannadayate Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Jagannath Dasa Babaji Maharaja, who is respected by the entire Vaishnava community and who discovered the place where Lord Chaitanya appeared. And also about further, from Srila Prabhupada's purport to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.281, Sri Narottama Das Thakura, Srinivasa Acharya, Sri Jagannatha Das Babaji Maharaja, Sri Bhagavan Das Babaji Maharaja, and Srila Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaja, and later Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur of Calcutta, always engaged in Nama Bhajana and certainly did not live anywhere but Vrindavana. Presently, the members of the Hare Krishna movement throughout the world live in a material opulent cities such as London, New York, Los Angeles, Paris, Moscow, Zurich, and Stockholm. However, we are satisfied with following in the footsteps of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other Acharyas. So because we live in the temples of Radha Krishna and continuously hold Harinam Sankirtana, the chanting of Hare Krishna, we consequently live in Vrindavana and nowhere else. We are also following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by attempting to construct a temple in Vrindavana for our disciples throughout the world to visit. So that is a few lines about events and also about Rasikananda. As well as being the disappearance day of Srila Jagannath Das Bab, it is also that of Sri Rasikananda Deva, courtesy of a book by His Holiness Bhakti Vikasa Swami. Here is in some information about him. In the village of Rohini, the son of King Achyuta appeared as a sun appears in the eastern sky and became dearly beloved by the people. He was known as Rasikananda and also Murari. As he grew up, shining qualities appeared by degrees in his person that caused the further exaltation of his family, just as the waxing moon gradually expands its influence in the night sky and causes the sea to rise. At a very young age, he became quite proficient in all of the scriptures. He was very devoted to his parents, especially his mother, whose name was Bhavani. His father married him at very young age. Murari's wife Shyamadasi was a man of good character who hailed from the village of Ghontasila, not far from Rohini on the banks of Suvarnareka, where in the days of old Pandavas had lived in exile. One day, Murari was sitting in a lonely place, wondering when and where he might become so fortunate as to get shelter at the lotus feet of his spiritual preceptor. Just then, a voice from the sky addressed him. Don't be in anxiety, you will become the disciple of Sri Shyamananda. Having heard this proclamation, Rasika Murari became very jubilant and began to repeatedly murmur the name Shyamananda, Shyamananda. As through chanting japa, from moment to moment, his eagerness increased without diminution. As tears flowed from his eyes, by his chanting of the name of Shyamananda, he was in such a state that he spent most of the night sleeplessly, calling to his master Shyamananda. Finally, towards the early morning, he drifted off to the land of dreams where he saw his spiritual master, the very figure of charm and grace. Smilingly, Shyamananda informed him, when tomorrow the eastern sky becomes tinged with pink, you will obtain me. Saying this, Shyamananda disappeared. Raskananda's heart began to swell in ecstatic bliss. Then, with the first rays of morning, which dispelled the dense darkness of the world, the wise Murari sat silently watching the path. After some time, Shyamananda approached from the distance, looking as beautifully effulgent as the sun, and surrounded by his disciples like Sri Kishoradasa and others. His smiling face was like the lotus flower that opens to greet his friend the sun, and his chest was broad as a door. His captivating appearance was made all the more irresistible by the sweet sounds of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda emanating from his lotus mouth. Absorbed in intense love, he moved along the path like the clouds move in the sky. When Rasika caught sight of his divine form, he fell down in front of him to touch his lotus feet. In great ecstasy, Shyamananda embraced him and began to bathe him with his tears of ecstatic love. Sri Rasika Murari then felt himself to be one of the most fortunate living beings within this universe. On an auspicious day, Shyamananda initiated Rasika and his wife in Radha Krishna mantra. So there is further pastimes, very beautiful things. I'll share that one in the WhatsApp group later on. That is from the Vaishnavans perspective. So we shall move into Srila Prabhupada's daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking on the Virat Rupa form to Parikshit Maharaj. So he was explaining different limbs, and yesterday we have seen how the four Varnas, like Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and Vaishyas and Sudras, different parts of the body. Brahmanam Kshatrabhujo Mahatma Vidoruhu Angrishita Krishnavarnaham Nana Abhijaganopapanno Dravyatmaha Karma Vidana Yogaha. And so Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras, So they are situated in the Brahmanas in the face, Kshatriyas in the arms, and Vaishyas in the thighs, and Sudras at the feet. And in different parts of the Lord, all the demigods, they are situated, and uh, using the all kinds of sacrificial paraphernalia, dravyatmakaha karma vitana yogaha. One has to perform these sacrifices to please Virat Rupa. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, so further today he is saying that in this material world, O Parikshit Maharaj, there is nothing else except this Virat Rupa form. So like whatever I have explained in a different limbs of the Virat Rupa form, that is material form, nothing else is there apart from just Virat Rupa. Likewise, he is nearly concluding the explanation of the Virat Rupa. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 1 and verse number 38. इयानसौ ईश्वरविग्रहस्य यः सन्निवेशः कथितो मया ते सन्धार्यते अस्मिन् वपुषि स्तविष्टे मनः स्वबुद्ध्या नयितोऽस्ति किञ्चित् इयान् असौ ईश्वरविग्रहस्य. And all this, or whatever I have explained, all this Yanasya Ishvara Vigrahasya, about the Supreme Lord or Supreme Controller, Ishvara Vigrahasya, his Virat Rupa form, Yah Sanniveshaha Katito Mayate. Yah Sanniveshaha Katito Mayate. As they are located, Katitaha, whatever I have been explained to you, O Parikshit Maharaj, Sandharyate Asmin, and one has to concentrate. Sandharite, one may concentrate in this Virat Rupa form. Vopushi Staviste, in the gross. This is the material form, not the spiritual form. Even though the Lord has entered in his spiritual form, but it is visible in the materialistic way. So like all these hills and are occupied within the body of the Virat Rupa, that we can perceive. Sandharite asmin vopushi staviste. For that is the form to be meditated on with the material eyes. Sandharite asmin vopushi staviste. Mana sobuddhya na yatosti kinchet. And using the mind and swabuddhya by one's own intelligence. Na yatosti kinchet. So there is nothing beyond about this, beyond this materialistic form of the Lord in this material world to perceive through our senses, material senses. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying, Yanasau Ishvara Vigrahasya Yah Sanniveshaha Kathito Mayate Sandharyate Asmin Vopushi Staviste Mana Sobuddhya Naitosti Kanchit. Naitosti Kinchit. So, translation for this verse. I have thus explained to you the gross material gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead. One who seriously desires liberation concentrates his mind in this form of the Lord, because there is nothing more than this in the material world. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Gaurangi Mataji to read the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.10, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has verily explained that the material nature is only an order-carrying agent of His. She is one of the different potencies of the Lord, and she acts under His direction only. As the supreme transcendental Lord, He simply casts a glance over the material principle, and thus the agitation of matter begins, and the resilient uh, actions are manifested on after another by six kind of gradual uh, uh, different 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 intentions. All material uh, creation is moving in the way, and thus it appears the disappears in due course. Less intelligent person with a poor fund of knowledge cannot accommodate in thought of this inconceivable potency of the Lord Sri Krishna, by which he appears ap- appears just like a human being. BG 9.11. His appearance in the material world is one of us, is also his casualist mercy upon the fallen souls. He is transcendental to all material conceptions, but by his unbounded mercy upon his pure devotees, he comes down and manifests himself as the personality of Godhead. Materialistic philosopher and scientists are too much eng- engrossed with atomic energy and the gigantic situation of the universal from, and they offer respect more seriously to the external fundamental few factor, factor of material manifestations than to the non-manual principle of non-manual principle of spiritual existence. The transcendental form of the Lord is beyond the jurisdiction of such materialistic activities, and it is very difficult to conceive that the load can be simultaneously logical and all mm, pervasive, because the materialistic philosopher and scientists think of everything is terms of their own experience, because they are unable to accept the personal future of the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is kind enough to demonstrate the bright future of his transcendental form. And herein Srila Sukadeva Goswami has vividly described this form of the Lord. He consolidates that there is nothing beyond this gigantic future of the Lord. None of the materialist thoughtful men can go beyond this conception of the gigantic form. The minds of the materialistic men are flickering and constantly changing from one accept to another. Therefore, one is advised to think of the Lord by thinking of any part of his genetic body, and by one's intelligence, only one can think of him in any manifestation of the material world. The forest, the hill, the ocean, and the man, the animal, the demigod, the bird, the beast, or anything else. Each and every item of the material manifestation entails a part of the body of the genetic form, uh, and thus the flickering mind can be fixed in the Lord only and nothing else. This process of concentrating on the different bodily parts of the Lord will gradually diminish the demonic challenge of godlessness and bring about gradual development of devotional service to the Lord. Everything being a part, the parcel of the complete, while the new faith student will gradually realize the hymns of Isopanishad, which state that the Supreme Lord is everywhere, and thus he will learn the art of not committing any often to the body of the Lord. And this sense of God mindedness will diminish one's pride in challenging the excitance of God. Thus, one can learn to show respect to everything, for all things are part and parcel of the Supreme Body. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Sorry,
Mataji.
I read
Yeah,
someone is very
it's all right, Mataji. You have read very beautifully. All Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So here Prabhupada is explaining that so this is the universal form, but people, whenever Krishna appears in his human form, they think like he's one of us. Avdhananti mamudha manushim tanumashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhota maheshwaram. They cannot understand that I am the Lord of all the living entities and I am the Supreme Lord. They cannot understand if I come like a human. But here, so for such kind of people, so the gigantic universal form is to be meditated upon. But so here in the beginning, Suta Goswami says, Etadrupam Bhagavato hi arupasya chidatmanaha maya gunir virichitam mahadadevihi atmani. So the Lord, this is the conception of the Virata universal form of the Lord as appearing in the material world is an imaginary. It is to enable the less intelligent and the neophytes to adjust to the idea of the Lord's having a form. But actually, the Lord has no material form. He has got a spiritual form. Even though this material form, the Lord, he has entered into the universal shell along with the um, material ingredients with having the which is covered by the 7 layers sub saptavadihi. These are the saptavadrihi, these material earth, water, fire, and ether, and the mind, intelligence, ego. All these are composed of the 7 layers. And then So whenever Lord enters into this world, even though all the material ingredients are there, after he enters only, then only this Virat Rupa form, he manifests everything, all the demigods and every hills and everything, and all these senses, they will sprout from his body. And then the consciousness. So that is the form. We will see that this elaborated later on in the third canto. But here Virat Rupa form is the one for the materialistic people to think and concentrate. So that is so that they will also understand that everyone are part and parcels of the Supreme Body. Thank you so much, Mataji. So apart from that, everything it will take lots of time to explain all the purport, but everything is beautiful here. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yan asau Ishwara Vigrahasya ya Sanniveshaha Kalito Mayate Sandharite Asmin Vopushi Staviste Mana Sobudhya Nayato Asti Kanchet. So there is nothing else beyond this Virat Rupa in this material world. Okay, so that is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we shall move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to unknown, January 21st, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request any unallocated devotees? Or any other volunteers, please?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Page missing. Okay. Recently, in the month of October, we have purchased one house in Boston at the cost of 70,000, and we started our own press at the cost of 20,000. You will be pleased to know that American boys took to work in some professional press to learn the art of operating the press work, bookbinding, etc. They earned some money by so working, and now they have started the press working themselves. Otherwise, it would have been possible. It would not have been possible. So, Your Holiness, blessings for this sincere devotee are very much welcome. I am so much obliged to you for your to your ventilating our activities in your extreme paper, Sri Chaitanya Vani in India. When I was in London, your disciples Sriman Sachisuta Das Adhikari saw me several times, and he was regularly attending my weekly discourses in London's Conway Hall. I understand that he is also working on some press there, and I was so much pleased to see him. I am so obliged to you for giving shelter to Sriman Achaitananda Brahmachari when he was in Calcutta. Sriman Jaya Govinda Das Brahmachari, who saw you in Vrindavan, is now staying in our center in Hamburg, Germany, where he is in charge of Back to Godhead in German language. We are now publishing English Back to Godhead 50,000 copies per month, German Back to Godhead 5,000 copies per month, and French 5,000 copies per month. All very soon we may be able to publish a Spanish Back to Godhead from Mexico, where two devotees, husband and to open centers. regarding our London math at London Moth at 7 Bury Place. It is very successfully open, and the Shiva Puja operating are going on very nicely under the care of Srimati Jamuna Devi. It is always full with devotee since its opening, and all kinds of people, Indian and European, are participating in the daily functions. You will be glad to learn that one Mohammedan boy in London become my disciple under proper initiation, besides a few Indian Hindus also. We are now filling the present place in London Center. Although it is a very 5 stories building, is not large enough to accommodate all the devotees. We have taken another house for the householder devotee, and the present house is inhabited by 31 male devotee only. It's a very nice house in neighborhood of central London, demanding 100,000 English pound, corresponding to Indian rupees 18 lakhs. But as you know, I am always penniless. It is only a dream for me. There are many Indian like Mr. B.K. Birla who can help in the connection, but neither I have got any acquaintance with them, nor I am getting any help from India's side. In this great propaganda work of Krishna consciousness movement, which is actually felt by local people as a major spiritual revolutionary movement. Nobody, either European or Indian, expected ever that European and American boys and girls would strictly follow the regulative principles, namely not to indulge in illicit sex life, not taking intoxicants up to the point of not taking tea or cigarettes, no meat eating, and no gambling. Not only that, the boys in clean shaved head and saffron dress will go on street and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Haribol.
So jubilantly, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway points, Prabhuji, from this letter?
What I get, Prabhupada always feel very excited about the Back to Godhead publications, and he's always very happy that all the European and English boys are participating. That shows that the takeaway point from there is Krishna consciousness is not only binded by the Indians or any culture or any community, is all over the world. Anyone and everyone can join to liberate their soul. Haribol Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That is a beautiful summary. It's a big letter, but due to the time consciousness, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And Prabhupada one statement mentioned, so whenever we Indians go somewhere, I always give this knowledge to everyone, but other people will go by begging, I want technology, I want money, I want a job. Everyone are beggars, but I am always maintaining that position as a giver. So that is one point Prabhupada very strongly mentioned when he was speaking. We need to be like always giving, not that taking or expecting anything from anyone. And many people, they went to the Western just to take others' dress, suit and coat and those things. But I give the dress, the saffron dress to everyone. I did not take that dress. Some people from Ramakrishna Mission, they asked me to use this Western clothing, but I have maintained my position having this saffron clothes, and I gave saffron clothes to all other Western my disciples, and now they are everywhere. I have maintained all that position all the time. Prabhupada mentions very strongly that one. We never change, adjust. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so tomorrow, Tuesday, preaching session with Bhaktini Mampi Mataji. After a long time, we are going to hear from Mataji. That is upcoming event. That's all from me. Dear devotees, if you have got anything else or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness or any other events that are going on, so kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमो नमः।
Lord,
Krishna
Krishna की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna.
everyone. Jai Shri Krishna.